Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Rayhan Racha Wicaksana, and in this occasion, I will explain to you about deep structure and also surface structure. And then and also in this occasion, I will explain the five questions about the diagram tree. So moving on. So in this, we have an outline. The first one is introduction to syntax, deep structure of what it is, example of it. The third one is deep structure, example of it. The third one is why deep structure matters. And then we have surface structure, the definition of the surface structure, the uses of surface structure, and also deep versus surface structure summary. So moving on. So, introduction to syntax. What is a syntax actually? Syntax is a study of how words are structured into sentences. It focuses not only on word order but also on the underlying relationship between parts of a sentence. So, syntax looks deeper than just the order of words. It also analyzes how words function together to create sentences that are meaningful and also grammatically acceptable. By analyzing sentence structures, we can better understand how grammar conveys meaning in communication. Well, basically, grammar choices affect not just correctness, but also clarity and emphasis. Syntax itself shows how small changes in structure can shift meaning. So basically, in this presentation, I will explain to you I will explain, and also I'm going to explore two important levels of sentence structure. The first, deep structure, and also surface structures, both essential in syntactic analysis. These levels help us understand how we move from an idea to a mind to an actual spoken or written sentence. And moving on, we have what is the deep structure? So, deep structure is an abstract mental representation that stores the original meaning of a sentence before any grammar or syntax rules are applied. It exists in the speaker's mind as the foundation of all sentence formation. Deep structure is the sentence, basically, is a sentence internal blueprint that what we want to say before grammar takes over. So basically, it is introduced to Chomsky to explain how meaning exists mentally. So this level focus on identifying logical roles such as subject, object, and verb based on meaning rather than depending on the surface word order or visible grammar. And also it allow us to understand who is doing and what is a sentence regardless of word order or transformation like passive voice. This structure plays a central role in generative grammar theory and helps explain how different sentences form and can express the same core messages. Generative grammar relies on this level also to explain why different sentence styles can carry the same idea underneath. So, this is the example of the deep structure. Consider the sentence, the girl is baking a cake. This is a simple active sentence where the subject performs the action on the object. So in the active version, the rules are clear. The girl and the agent and the cake. Okay. The girl is the agent and the cake is the object being acted upon. And then we have the passive person, which was the cake is being baked by the girl, which uses different grammar but communicates the same core meaning. So the passive form changes the order but not the rules. It still describes the same even only with different structure. So this means both sentences share the same deep structures because they represent the same idea, just in a different way. So this is why both sentences share the same structure. They deliver the same meaning beneath their surface difference. So why deep structures matters? Deep structures help us analyze sentences that have the same meaning but look differently on the surface. Some sentences may look different but they have the same meaning. Deep structure explain it why. So basically, it is also useful in identifying ambiguity where one sentence might be interpreted in multiple ways. So basically, in When an ambiguous sentence like visiting relatives can be annoying, deep structure, for example, like visiting relatives can be annoying. Deep structure helps disambiguate whether visiting is a verb or an adjective. And then and we have to understand this level because understanding this level of structure supports language learning, translation, and also advanced grammar analysis. These studies basically also useful for ESL learners and translators who need to focus on intended meaning, not only the surface grammar. So moving on, we have surface structure. What is the surface structure? So surface structure is a final form of a sentence that result after applying grammatical transformations like passive voice or question formation. It is the version we hear, we read, and we write in real communication shaped by syntax rules. This also includes word order, tenses, agreement, and also visible grammatical features. So after grammar rules are applied, the structure is transformed into surface structures. From we actually produce the sentence form, we actually produce or counter. Basically, surface structure reflects the syntax choices we make and express idea clearly and correctly. So it is this visible form that determines whether a sentence is grammatically and statistically appropriate. And then next, we have the usage of surface structure. Surface structure allow us to express different sentences like question, comments, negotiation using the same core idea. It creates variation in how we present information, affecting emphasis, and also tone. If we study surface, studying this can help us explain why certain sentence construction are preferred in context. For example, you are going, are you going, and go all have different surface forms there, yet it relate to the same basic action, which means you go, you move somewhere else. So these transformations help us focus or emphasize different parts of the message. By studying this, linguists and educators can better understand tone, variation, and fluency in real-life communication. Then we comes to the summary. This structure represents the mental blueprint of meaning that comes before grammar rules applied. Uh, but surface structure is the realized version of a sentence shaped by transformation for communication, for real-life communication. Together, these two levels explain how we form, understand also various sentences in their natural languages. Basically, deep structure shows the universal idea behind the sentence, the logic and the rules, and also the relationship from the sentence. While surface structure is how those ideas appear in language, whether as a question, statement, or passive construction. These levels work together to turn thoughts into sentence, making human languages both flexible and powerful in the real-life application. So moving on into the part two, we have I will be explaining to you about this what you call a tree grammar. So the first one is the quick brown fox jumps over the lazy dog. So in here we have a sentence and we divide it into two, into a noun phrase and the verb phrase. So in the noun phrase we have the determiner, which was the word the, and then we have adjective, which was the quick brown, and then we have the noun itself, which is the fox. And moving on into the verb phrase, we have a verb itself, jumps. And then we have a prepositional phrase. We have the prepositional phrase, we can divide it into a preposition, the first which was over, and another noun phrase that also we can be divided again into a determiner, which was the lazy, which was the word the, adjective, which was the word lazy, and also the noun, another noun, which was the word dog. So next, we have the girl who is wearing a red dress is dancing. And same order like before, we have this sentence divided into two, noun phrase and verb phrase. In noun phrase, we have a determiner, which was the word the noun, which was the word girl, and the RC we have. And this we can divide it into again into RP, which was the word O, who, the verb, and then we have another verb phrase, which have auxiliary is, the verb wearing, and also another noun phrase, which was the I have a determiner word a, I have a adjective word red, and also a noun by the word dress. And then we back into the sentence itself, and we have the uh, uh, verb phrase, which we have auxiliary, which was the word is, and also the word verb. The word verb itself we have, which was word dancing. So next, moving on to the third one, Zefano saw the Yes killer with the telescope. So same order like before, sentence, noun phrase, into the verb phrase. In here we only have one noun phrase, which was the noun itself, which was the Zefano. Moving on into the verb phrase, can divide it. It can be divided into verb. This was the word sound, and also another noun phrase which have a determiner and by the word the, noun by the word diheskela, and also a prepositional phrase which can be divided into a preposition with the word with, and another noun phrase that can be divided into a determiner, the word the, and the noun the telescope, the word telescope. And then we are moving on that the word she believes that the earth is round. So another same as before, divided into two, noun phrase and verb phrase. In this we have in noun phrase we have a pronoun which was the word she, and then in the verb phrase we have a verb which have the word believes, and another she phrase which was the see, comparison, which has the word that, and then we divide it into another sentence that have also another noun phrase and a verb phrase, which we can be divided into determiner, the word the, and the noun, which was the word earth, and the VP, and another verb phrase, by the word, the verb is, and the adjective, the word round. So moving on into the last one, this house where I grew up has been demolished. So moving on, same as before, noun phrase and the verb phrase. In noun phrase, we have the determiner, the word the noun, which were the word house, and RC, which can be divided into adverb by the word where, and another sentence. Again, the RC itself we can be divided into sentence. Then I'll have also another noun phrase and a verb phrase by the word I grew up, and also the verb phrase is grew up. And in the verb phrase we have auxiliary, which has been the word which has been, and another verb by the word demolish. So this is the reference that I use for this presentation. I think that is enough for me. Thanks for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.